Greetings everyone, we will continue our discussion on object-oriented programming through C++. In the previous sessions, we have started about operator overloading and we have performed how to perform the operator overloading, that is unary operator overloading and binary operator overloading. In this session, we will be looking at some of the topics which are related to operator overloading but more related to classes. So in this session, we will be looking at two important topics. One is the friend function and friend classes. That is, you will be learning about how to declare friend functions in your classes and what is the use of your friend functions and how you can declare friend classes. Okay, these things will be used in your further sessions to implement your operator overloading with friend functions. Okay, so what is basically a friend function? A friend function of a class is defined outside the particular class scope, but it has rights to access all the private and protected members of the class. Okay, basically this is just like a method, like a function which like your member function you write. Okay, your friend function will be similar like a member function you write, but it will be having all the access privileges just like your member function. Okay, it can access both your private and protected members of your class, and also whatever the particular friend function, this particular friend function will be defined outside the class scope. Okay, it will not be defined inside the class. It will be defined outside the class scope, and whatever it has rights to all the private and protected class members of your particular class. Okay, we'll be looking at the example, but remember that this is just like a member function, but whatever the function you are writing, we are going to call it as a friend function, and this friend function can be defined outside the class scope. Okay, without any access scope. So I think you remember, whenever you want to define outside the class scope, you have to use your scope resolution operator. Like this class name you will be writing, and you will be writing scope resolution operator. After that you will be writing your method. Okay, if I want to define a method outside the class scope, you will be defining like this. That is, you will be writing your class name and you will be writing the scope resolution operator. After that you will be writing the method, and then only you will be defining the method. If you want to define the method outside the class, you will be using this particular process. But whatever the friend function you are going to declare, so these friend functions need not be written with the class scope. Okay, they can be defined outside the class scope without any issues, and those member functions, whatever the friend function you are having, that friend function can access private as well as protected members. Okay, I think I told you. So your friend function can access the protected members. Okay. So this is about basically the friend function. We will be looking at some more things. Even though the prototypes of the friend function appear in the class definition, friends are not member functions. Always remember, friends are not member functions. They will be similar like your member functions. They are not member functions. And the prototypes, whatever you are doing, that is, whenever you are having the class, so this is the class, you will be writing the prototypes or declarations inside the class itself. Okay, you will be writing the prototype of your friend function or the declaration of your friend function inside the class itself. And you will be defining this particular prototype outside the class. That is, you will be writing whatever the method you are having. Okay, you will be defining the method outside the class. But initially, you will be writing the prototype inside the class. So the prototypes are your friend function declarations will appear in the class itself, but they are not like your member functions. They will be having other properties, okay, but they are not like your member functions. Okay, even though they are written inside the class, they are not the member functions. You have to remember that thing. So your friend functions will be declared or will be having the prototypes inside the class, but they are not member functions. And you will be defining your particular friend function outside the class. Okay. Next, a friend can be a function or a function template or a member function or a class template, in which case the entire class and all its member functions are friends. As I told you, we will be having friend classes later on in this session, but for the time being, remember that whatever you are trying to declare as a friend, okay, you can declare a general function as a friend, or a function template as a friend, or a general member function as a friend, okay, or you can declare a class or a class template as a friend. Okay, you can declare a class template or a class function, or a class as a friends, and you can declare a member function. You can declare your functions or function templates as friends. Okay, in a particular class you can declare all these things as friends. You can declare a general function, or you can declare a function template as friends, or you can declare a class or a class template as friends. Okay, in whatever you do, that is whatever you make the particular thing as friends, those friends can access the particular class, private members and protected members. You have to remember the particular thing. Okay, so you can make your function and function templates as friends, or you can make your class or class templates as friends. Okay, when you make this class or class templates and friends, the entire class and all of its members are friends. Okay, so when you make a particular class as a friend, that particular class properties will be used by the whatever the friend class. Okay, you will be looking at the particular friend classes in the later part of the session. For the time being, know that all these things can be acting as friends in your classes. Okay, so we'll be looking at the examples one by one. So to declare a function as a friend, okay, to declare a function as a friend of the class, precede the function prototype in the class with the keyword friend. Okay, in order to declare a particular function as a friend inside the class, what you have to do is you have to precede the particular function with the keyword friend. Okay, whenever you precede a particular function with the keyword friend, we are going to make the particular function as a friend function. So if you look at this particular example, you are having the class box, okay, and you are having one private variable, that is double width, and inside the public you have written three methods. One is you have written one variable, that is length. Length is your public variable here, and you have written one friend function. If you see the declaration how you have done, you have written friend first. After that I have written the return type of the function. After that the name of the function and the arguments. So in order to declare a particular function as a friend function, what you have to do is you have to use your keyword friend. After that you have to write your return type, then your function name, okay, then arguments and semicolon. This is the function prototype which you have to write for declaring a particular function as friend function. When I declare this particular friend function as friend function, now this particular friend function can access both your private variables as well as protected variables of your particular class. Okay, it will be having the properties to access all the things present in the particular class. Okay, so this is how you declare a friend function inside your class. So remember, this is just a prototype and you have to define this particular function outside the class. Okay, this is a prototype or declaration of your friend function. You have to define the particular friend function outside the class. So we'll be looking at the example. This is just an outline of how you can declare your particular friend function. Remember, you have to write it as friend. You have to use the keyword friend. After that you have to write the return type, then the function name, and if you are having any arguments, you have to specify inside the braces. Okay, this is how you declare a function as friend function. Next you are having, this is an example to use your friend function. So you are using the same similar two lines. After that you have declared a class box and you have declared a private variable double width, and inside the public you have written two methods. One is a friend function that called as print method, void print method, and then I am having another method which is void set method, general member function of this class. This is set method. So you are having width variable and print width and set width. You are having two functions. So these two things are, one is your member function, another one is your friend function. Remember, there are difference between a member function and a friend function. So the member function is declared here and the friend function is declared here. This is the class box. For this, how you are going to define these two functions, that is how you are going to define a friend function and how you are going to define a member function. This will be how you are going to remember the difference between a member function and a friend function. Always remember the definition of a friend function. This particular friend functions can be defined outside the class without any scope resolution. Your member function, if you want to define outside the class, you have to use the scope resolution of your particular class. So how you are going to define the thing? So first you have defined the member function. So this is a member function definition. So the member function is set width member function. In the class you have declared the particular set width, and if I want to define the set width outside the class, then what I have to use? I have to use the scope resolution operator, that is box and two semicolons. Sorry, two colons, that is scope resolution operator. So I am using the double width, okay, and I am using the particular thing to initialize your width variable. Okay, you are having one private variable, that is width. You are using this particular set width function to initialize your width value to whatever you provide in your object. Okay, so if you pass the 10 value, now your width will become 10. Okay, this is how you will be doing your set width. And the next thing is you are doing is, okay, you are trying to define your friend function. So you have declared or given prototype of your friend function inside the class in the previous slide. So now you are trying to define the particular set print width function. So if you see void, you are writing directly here. You are not specifying any scope resolution operator, even though you are writing this particular function outside the class. Okay, since it is a what you can call it as friend function, you need not write the scope resolution. Okay, the friend function can be defined outside the class without any scope access. Okay, it can be directly defined. So you are directly written print width, and inside that you are passing one box object. Okay, box object. So the box object will contain your width value. Okay, so because print width is a friend function of your box, it can directly access any member of the class. Okay, as you know, since this print width is a friend function, it can access any member of your class. That is the rule of your friend function. A friend function can access any member. It can access your private members, it can access your protected members, it can also access your public members. So it can directly access any member of your class. So width of your box is box.width. Okay, so print width function just printed the particular box, width of your particular box. This is how you can define your friend function. If you see properly, you have done two things. You have declared one member function, that is set width member function, and you have declared one friend function, which is your print width function. So print width function is taking one object as your argument, and set width function is taking width as your particular argument. And you have defined your member function by using your scope resolution operator, and you have defined your friend function without any scope resolution operator. And since it is a friend function, it can access any data members of your particular class. So that is why it can directly access the width. Okay, and if you see the main for the particular class, and what you have written, so you have written the main, and first you have created one box object, box, and you have called your member function, that is set width member function 10.0. Now it will make your width as 10.0. Okay, I think you have seen width is equal to WID. So this is what your set width function does. It will initialize your 10 value into your private variable width. Okay, now if you see, you have called the print function print width of box. If you see properly, you haven't used any object to call your friend function. Okay, you haven't used any object to call your friend function. But in order to call the member function, you have to use the object. In order to call your friend function, you need not use the object. So you have written print width of your box. So since you have specified the argument as your particular object, I am passing the particular object as argument. So I have created the box and I have initialized the particular width to 10. Then I am passing that particular object as argument. Now what will happen? So you are passing the particular object and this object will go here and it will try to access the box dot width and it will print the particular 10 as the width of the box. If you see this simple example, you can understand what is the friend function. A friend function is one, just like a member function, it will be defined or it will be declared inside your class. But unlike your member function, when you define the particular friend function, you need not use the scope resolution operator. And unlike your member function, while calling the friend function, you need not use the object. This is how your friend function will actually work. Okay, this is just a simple example of how you can use your friend function. But apart from this one, you are having another. So this is another example regarding your friend function. So if you see properly, this is another simple example. So you are having a class distance, and inside the distance you are having one member called as meter, and you are having one friend function which will be add 5 friend function, and it is also taking one distance object like a previous example. And you are having one constructor, okay, one constructor which initializes your meter to 0, whatever your meter value, that is the particular meter value is initialized to 0. Next, you are after the class, once after closing the class, you are defining your friend function. Inside the friend function, what you are doing? I am initializing whatever the meter value, I am incrementing it into 5. So what I have done? D dot meter is equal to D dot meter plus 5. I have written the same thing, that is you have used the shorthand operator, plus equals to 5. So I am incrementing the meter value by 5 units. So after that I am returning the particular meter value. So you have just done a simple friend function declaration inside the class, and you have defined the particular friend function outside the class. It is just like a previous example apart from the new one. So for that your main is, I have declared your function, I have declared the main here. First I have declared one object D, and I have used the particular object to call your friend function add 5 of D. So when I declare this particular object D, what will happen? Your meter value will be made to 0. Why? Because it will call your constructor. So when I call the constructor, the meter value will be made to 0. When I create the object will call the constructor will make your particular meter value as 0. And next I am calling the particular friend function add 5 friend function by using your object. What this particular thing will do? It will increment your meter value by 5. So now meter value will become 5, and that particular 5 value will be printed. So distance is 5. So this is how you can use your friend function to call your various operations. These are simple operations with which you cannot understand what is the use of your friend function. So to better understand where you will be using your friend functions, that is, as you can understand, friend functions can be declared inside the class and they can be defined outside the class, and they can be called without any objects. But what is more specific reason or more better usage of your friend function? Okay, a more meaningful use would be operating on objects of 2 different classes. Okay, so where you will be specifically using your friend functions is when you want to combine 2 different objects. Okay, so where operating on objects of 2 different classes, that's when the friend function can be very helpful. Whenever you want to define or use 2 different class objects, okay, at that time you can use your friend functions. So to better understand what is this mean is, you can look at an example. So to understand this example, first see, you are having the initial 2 statements of your IO stream and namespace. Okay. After that, if you see, so leave the class B now. So first I have declared the class A. Okay. Inside the class A, if you see, what I am doing, I am initializing num a to 12. So this num a is declared as private here, num a one number, num a as declared as private here, and I am calling the class constructor, this class A's constructor, to initialize num a to 12. I am initializing num a value to 12 by using the constructor. Then what I have done is I have created one friend function. So friend int add. So add is the function here. Since add is a friend function, so we will be calling it as a friend function. And if you see, I am using two objects. One is class A object and class B object. Okay, class A object and class B object. When I write the friend function here, I am declaring the class A object, it is fine. But I haven't yet written the class B object. Since I have to yet write the class B object, what I will do is, I will declare the class B object. Okay, I will be declaring the class B before, after that I will define the class B. Okay, I think you can understand this one. So I have written a add function, that is a friend function. Inside the add function, I am trying to call two objects. One is class A object and class B object. I have to yet write or define your class B. I haven't yet defined your class B. After this, I will be writing my class B. Since I haven't written the class B, but I have to use that particular object. In order to use the object, what I have done is, I have forward declared your class B. Okay, I have just declared and I haven't defined. I think you can understand the definition. That is, this is the declaration of your class. I have to yet define the particular class. Okay, since I am using class B, in order to use class B object here, first I have to declare the class B. So I have forward declared the particular class B. Okay, I have just declared the class B. After this, I will define class B. Okay, after declaration of your class B there, I have defined the class B here. What I have done? So I have done class B, I have defined the class B. Inside the class B, I have made num b is equals to 1. So this is another private variable of your class B. Okay, num b is the private variable of class B, and num a is 12. That is the private variable of class A. Okay, num a is private variable of class A, and num b is the private variable of class B. Num a value is initialized to 12 by its constructor. Num b value is initialized to 1 by its constructor. That is, this is the constructor of your class B. And I have written the same add function. If you see, friend int add class A comma class B. Okay. So as you have already defined the class A before that, it will not be making any issue. And you have declared the class B here, it will not be making any issue. So this is how you will be writing. But if you see in the previous slide, if you see here, this class B hasn't been defined yet. That is why we are making a forward declaration of class B. Okay, but if you don't write this particular line, if you don't write this particular line and use class B here, it will be giving you an error. Why? Because you haven't declared or defined class B yet, but you are trying to use its object. Okay, so in order to use its object, you have to forward declare your class B here. Okay, so that is why you are doing this particular thing. So now you have declared your friend function, that is add function, in both class A and class B. So this is your friend function you have declared both in class A and class B. So, and you are defining that particular function here, int add class A object and class B object. Okay, I am using class A object and class B object. These are the parameters or arguments which you are passing. So what you are doing? Object A dot num A. I am trying to use the object, that is class A's object, to access num A and class B's object to access num B. And I am adding both the values and returning the result. What I am doing? Your num A value is made as 12. Num B value is made as 1. Initialized to 1 here. Num A value is initialized to 12 here. I am adding these two values and returning 13 value. So if you see the class, that is main, first I am creating first class object, that is class A's object. Then I am creating class B's object. What I am doing? I am calling the particular add function, add of object A comma object B. When this particular function is called, it will go to this place and it will add the both values, that is 12 and 1, and it will return the 13 value. So your output will be sum 30. So this is how you can use two different particular classes objects and use it in a friend function. So your friend function can be used in this manner where it can access two different class objects. So this is more better sense of using your friend function, that is your friend function can be used in two different classes to use both properties of the classes. Okay, to use the properties of both the classes. So this is how your friend function can be used to better access your properties of various classes. So this is about your friend function. I think you can understand this particular thing. The next thing you have to understand is your friend classes. Okay, we can also use a friend class in C++ by using your friend keyword. Just like a friend function, you can have friend classes by using the friend keyword. So the basic declaration of the thing is, first you have to forward declare your class B, just like in the previous example if you remember. Okay, you are forward declaring your class B. Next, you have declared a class A. Inside the class A, I am using or making this particular B as the friend class. Okay, inside the class A, I am making class B as friend class. So how you are going to declare your friend classes? I am writing friend, then I have to use the class and then the class name. Okay, friend, the class keyword and class name. Just like your functions, you can make any class as your friend class. When I make this particular class as the friend class, then the class B's objects can access all the properties of class A. That is, class B's object can access all the properties, that is, the data items of your class A. So after that you can define your class B. So small example of your friend class is this one. If you see, first I have forward declared your class B, then class A, I am declaring class A. Inside the class A, I am having num A, and I am making the class B as your friend class, and I am initializing num A as 12. Okay, if you see properly, class B is forward declared since you are using class B here and you haven't defined your class B. That is why I am forward declaring class B here. Next I am making the particular num A, I am declaring num A as private variable for class A, and I am initializing the num A to 12 by using the constructor of class A, and I am declaring class B as friend class in this particular class. And how you are going to use? Now I am defining class B. Inside the class B, I am having the num B, which is the private variable for class B, and I am declaring num B as 1. Okay. After that, if you see, I am declaring one member function of class B. Remember, it is not related to class A. This is a member function of class B. What this member function does? First, it is declaring one object of class A. Okay. Since class B is a friend function of class A, it can use all the properties of class A. That is why it can declare its own object. That is, class B can contain class A's objects, and what it is doing? That is, object A dot num A. So num A value is 12 and num B value is 1, and it will add and it will return 30. Okay, what you have to understand is, since you have made this particular class B as a friend of class A, okay, class B can access all the things about class A. Okay, it can access its objects, it can access its member functions and other things. And if you see the object, I have created an object for class B, and I am calling object B dot add. Since add is the member function of class B, and it can directly add the particular object. So as you have seen, this is how you declare your particular friend classes and how you can use the friend classes in your particular examples. We will continue about this in the next session about how you can use these friend classes and friend functions in your operator overloading. Thank you.